Now, this idea of entrepreneurship is based on this principle of building the life that you want in such a way where you can enjoy it. Now, most people are continuously working, or they're continuously focused on the next thing, that which they accomplished or that which they dreamed of to accomplish, when they accomplish it, they can no longer enjoy it because they do not live in the present moment. I've spoken to a lot of entrepreneurs that on the first hand live a life of anxiety. So I want to talk about this. I want to talk about the life of anxiety that entrepreneurs live, why I think it takes place, and how to mitigate it. So if you're an entrepreneur that struggles with anxiety, please listen up. This video is for you. If you're an entrepreneur that struggles with depression, listen up as well. So most people that are focused on the future are focused on things that are, one, imaginary, two, are focused on things that they cannot control, and three, are conjuring up most likely negative future outcomes of the world based off of all the negative bombarding and programming that's around you. Think about most of the content that you're consuming every single day. Oh, the banks are fucking falling. Oh, there's bombs falling from the sky. Money's worthless. Inflation through the roof. Like, that's what you're fed all day, every single day. So that's the basis of information that you have. Now, if the basis of information that you have is completely based on blood, right? Blood in the markets, blood through wars, blood through slavery, blood through exploitation. You're always focused on all this negative input. The perception that you're going to have of the world is going to be based off of that. And it's extremely troubling because if you spend any time on social media or any time on the For You page, you're going to realize that a lot of this content kind of starts becoming that. It starts becoming a little bit more obscure, and it can get a little bit ridiculous. So you have to be extremely careful with that. So if you're building a future in your mind that is conjured up based on all these negative factors, your future outcome is most likely going to be what? Negative. So you'd be obviously living in anxiety because the world's collapsing, like it's been collapsing since forever, right? All of the things that are collapsing is your dependence on systematic infrastructure. But if you're outside of the system and you can be in some way, shape, or form, whether it's through being off-grid or understanding how monetary suppliers or diversification or being able to move in through various asset classes in the liquid format, or being able to have cash flow that pays you on a monthly basis regardless of economic conditions, these things kind of help. But if you're in a situation where you're always focused on the future, then you're going to be anxious. Why? Well, because you're focused on a future that is negative, and it's a future that you cannot control. That makes your present very difficult to deal with. Now, on the other hand, you have the other spectrum of the entrepreneurs, and these are the entrepreneurs that are depressed. These are the entrepreneurs that can't get over their L's. They can't get over their losses. The traders that take a bad trade and they sit in bed for a week or a month instead of going back into the books and figuring out, why did I do what I did? How do I not do it again? Right? So a lot of people live in the past and they are depressed. Why? Because they cannot change the past. So the people in the future are anxious for a future that's about to come, and they're anxious because they can't control what's about to come because they do not feel in control. And I will teach you how to feel in control in just a second. Then you have the people living in the past. They are depressed because at the present moment, they cannot control the past, right? So they're living in a state of depression because they are in a state of repression. They cannot let go of all these bottled feelings, emotions, and memories that haunt them. And you need to be able to let go of all of that stuff and be in the present moment in order to maximize the output and efficiency that you have. Let me explain. When you are, let's say, playing a sport and you are a top level athlete, it's extremely important to understand the amount of focus and level-headedness that it takes to be in the present moment. To be in the present moment is required in order to succeed, in order to win, in order to beat your opponent. In business, you're going to have opponents, and your ability to be present-minded and your ability to be balanced is going to keep you from losing. It's going to keep you from slipping. It's going to keep you from messing up. Why? Because you're going to be aware, you're going to be present, you're going to be careful, you're going to be cautious. If you're living in the past, you're depressed. You're not focused in the present moment. Why? Because your attention is over there. You're giving energy and time to something that's dead. Then in the future, you're focused and giving attention to things that are focused on the output and things that you cannot control, whereby you should be focusing on the input. The input, right, is the things that you can focus on the regular basis, and that is the things of the present moment. So at the present moment, what can you do right now to guarantee an increase in potential outcome of the future? You cannot guarantee it, but you can play odds. So you know that if you exercise 300 days out of the year, right, you're going to have a better body, a healthier physique, and a healthier body than if you didn't work out 300 days out of the year. If you eat healthy 342 days out of the year, as opposed to eating McDonald's 342 days out of the year, you're going to have a different outcome. There are variables in that spectrum of the outcome, yes, absolutely, but you can gauge a potential future. How? By living in the present moment actively with what? Integrity, with equanimity, and overall with excellence, knowing that everything that you do will have an echoing effect or a ripple effect into the future. And that's how you dissolve the anxiety, by being present and knowing that you control, in essence, the probabilities of the future, not the future, but the probabilities of the future through your actions of the present, that the past does not dictate who you are, since you can change it instantly in the present moment to then affect the future. So understand this principle. Do not be anxious. Do not be depressed. Be present, ladies and gentlemen. Watch this video again, reconsume this information, play it on repeat. Focus on the past, you'll be depressed. Focus on the future, you'll be anxious. Focus on the present, and you'll win.
Now, we often talk about the importance and the power of teams. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. But before you start thinking about 100 people on your team, 200 people on your team, and you're just getting started, you need your core allies. You need your essential assistants, those individuals inside your organization that are non-negotiable for your success. Now, these positions are what I call non-negotiables. These are the people inside your organization that you will need right off the bat. These individuals will ensure that not only you make money, but you multiply money and preserve money. Now, this isn't just a behavior that entails changing your mindset, but it's a behavior that entails changing those people that you allow around you. You need to surround yourself with people that are serious about seeing you win and serious about business. The first person you need is a lawyer. The lawyer, right? The person that understands the legal framework of the places that you reside, the places where your businesses operate. It is essential and key that you have a legal understanding and a legal framework to protect you. Now, we often hear this saying of, it doesn't really matter, you can deal with it later. But as technology advances and as everything connects, here, let me give you an example. I just went over to open up a bank account because I wanted to buy something that was overseas, right? So it just made sense to have a European bank account. Some way, shape, or form, they had my ID, and the European bank account asked me verification questions that they had no clue or should have no idea about regarding my personal life, that only you should know if you kind of know me personally, which shows you that there's an interconnection and a linking between banking ecosystems that tells you that everything is intertwined. So everything's connected. You need to make sure that you are secure, that you are safe, and that you are ensuring that as you build your wealth, that there's a hedge of protection around it. When it comes to legalities, when it comes to people suing you, people wanting money from you, employees going rogue, whatever it may be, you need legal framework. You're going to go into ventures, you're going to go into affiliate partnerships, you're going to go into equity deals. You need to be able to build with a lawyer long-term. Now, the reason I mention these, people are like, oh, well, these are obvious. They're obvious, but people don't necessarily do them. One. Two, not only do they not do them, but they are in a situation whereby they do not understand that these aren't just employees, right? These are positions of power, and these people need to become allies. These people have a lot of confidence, and you need to have a lot of confidence in them because their position is so important. So a lawyer knows every detail about your personal life, knows the framework of your legal status. This person can do a lot of damage if the situation goes sour. You need to be able to maintain a really good relationship with a legal team. That's number one. Number two is your CPA, your public accountant. You need somebody that manages your finances, You need somebody that looks at your money. This person will be given KPIs, key performance indicators, and metrics. We'll talk about goals in another video that you need to set. But once these goals are set, this person ensures that you are hitting them effectively and efficiently. You need somebody managing your expenditure. You need somebody giving you a reality check on a regular basis with regards to your current financial situation. And it's important because now you've covered your legalities, now you've covered your business side, but it's important to understand that the people that have access to your money are people that as you scale, you need to trust. So you need to be able to find these people early on, hence why I'm mentioning these things. Don't go find some Filipino freelancer for $20 a month to run your books. That's not how you're going to build a business. Your business is built on trust. And these key positions, remember, I told you these are non-negotiable hires. These are the people in your team that you need yes or yes. Number one, you're going to need your legal team. Number two, your CPA. And number three, you need a sales team. It doesn't have to be a big sales team, but you need somebody that's in charge of cash flow and somebody that's in charge of income. You need income, income, income. You can have a CPA, but if you can't pay him, he's going to leave. You can have a lawyer, but if you don't pay him, he's going to leave, right? These people have retainers. So you need sales inside your organization, inside your business. I don't care if you're a freelancer. You need somebody operating in sales. If that's you right now, that's perfect. But if you want to build an organization where you're scaling outside of it, you need somebody in that position. It is important, it is foundational, and it is non-negotiable for what I call your key players. Somebody that's in charge of money, somebody that's in charge of bringing money, and then somebody that's in charge of protecting your assets and protecting your ass, right? So you need this group of people, you need these individuals, and once you have them, you start building your team outwards. Every individual at a business level needs these people, and at a financial level, they need these people, and at a personal level, they need these individuals as well. So once you understand that your core players are not just employees, but they are team players that are essential for your success. These are individuals that you're going to be building long-term with. Then your paradigm shifts as to how you treat them, how you scout them, how you build relationships with them, and how they're going to ultimately help you reach your goals. Legal, financial, and income. These are your three non-negotiable roles. It doesn't matter if you're running a side hustle, a business, an affiliate ecosystem, or any sort of small little hustle. I don't care. These are your hires. This is your team. This is your ride or die. And you build and you scale from there. Well, what do you scale, you may ask? Well, you're going to scale three things: your personal finance, your business finance, and your estate, which we will cover in the next data set.